It's 50 days to a new decade. What were your best moments of this decade?
The first time I paid off all my outgoing expenses for the month by writing fiction. It's what I wanted to do ever since I was a kid, and let me tell you, boys and girls, there's not a feeling in the world like it. It's been my full-time job for about 6 years now, and I'm grateful every day.
Meeting my wife. My previous relationship finally ended in the beginning of 10 and I met my now wife in December of that year. I still enjoy her company every single day, and she was easily the best thing to happen in the 10s.
I'm sure this will be buried, but I escaped the cult I grew up in. That was also responsible for some of the worst moments of this decade, since my immediate family cut contact me because they're still in the cult. But the day I left was the first time I ever felt truly free and happy. Sometimes I'm still in disbelief and occasionally a little overwhelmed by how free I am, even though it's been 7 years. I gave myself the chance to actually live my life, and I wouldn't give it up for anything. Saying fuck it and quitting my entry-level job I got right out of college. Moved to South America, taught English, then a few years in Southeast Asia. My life would never be the same.
Oh man. It was so great. I moved out and also completed college. I could go on and on, but nobody ever reads beyond 2 paragraphs anyway.
Came out. Kissed a girl, and I liked it.
Outrunning the clowns in 2016.
Well, I went from 8 to 18, so quite a big change.
I'm fucking ready for this decade to be over already. Just fucking end it early, please.
Getting married. Adopting a dog. Buying a house. That time I got *2 onion rings in my French fries.
I beat depressions $, found love, and rode behind a steam engine for the first time.
I bought a house, got married, sold that house, moved into a new house and had a son. It has been a crazy decade for me and my family, but it has been amazing.
I had a kid. Bought a house and completely turned my life upside down and right side up again. Graduated high school, got out of that toxic relationship before marrying that psycho, moved out of parents' home, beat suicidal depression, graduated college with an engineering degree, met a girl and got engaged, got married, got the wife pregnant, kid won't be here till 2020, rented first apartment, bought first house, got first career job. Been a doozy of a decade.
Met my future wife 2012. Birth of my daughter 2017. Bought a home 2019. Jeffrey Epstein didn't kill himself 2019. I met the love of my life. Got over a guy I thought I never will.
Leaving my ex and finding my wonderful wife.
I met the love of my life as of this moment. My mum got married, I finally have a father figure, lost my virginity, got my first job, I have stable mental health again. I'm getting back into shape again. I met the actual Santa, like literally in the middle of the night on Christmas. I woke up needing to go to the bathroom and he was putting presents under the tree. He didn't see me though, stalker 101. 2020 is about to be a good new decade of a year. Best wishes.
Got a really good haircut. Got married. Smiley face. Gonna be hard to top that for me.
I was 5 years old in 2010. I really don't have much achieved, but am grateful for what I have.
Married my best friend, had a kid, bought a house, got 2 college degrees, went from retail jobs to a software engineering career. The 2010s were a good decade for me. Smiley face.
That time I was walking on a roof as a toddler. It was a 2-story house and apparently I told everyone, the man helped me up there.
I jerked off 3 times in 1 hour.
The day I asked my crush of last 8 years, with whom I had planned my whole life without even telling her. And she said no.
Bret Hart returning to WWE in January 2010. Toy Story 3, The Claw. The discovery of Richard III's skeleton. Agent Dale Cooper, I am the FBI. The end of Rogue One.
I only recently found out what loving someone feels like and what being loved feels like too.
I told my best friend of 5 years I had feelings in March. We will be closing out this year and entering the new one together.
Met my BF of almost 2 years and got with him. Made it even though Pawpaw died. Got myself into an early graduation program. Got a job. Overcame severe depression, it's only mild now. Drove a car. Met new, nice people at my new, nice school. Got a kitten cat named Foxy 3 years ago. Didn't die.
Watching the evolution of memes for 7 years. We have really come far. And Epstein didn't kill himself.
Living in Germany for 1 year, unforgettable moments. Took myself to emergency services rather than driving my car into a tree like I wanted. Sounds depressing, but I'm super proud that I asked for help. A year later I joined a roller derby league. I'm fighting through it all. Edit, holy shit, this blew up in a way I did not expect. Thank you all for the kind wishes. Less than 3.
Running. In 2010 I had just entered my 30s and my metabolism was slowing down. I was starting to get fat. So I took up running. Since I have ran over 6,000 miles. This year I took it to the next level, ran my first marathon, and then 3 ultramarathons, finishing with a 50-miler just last weekend. I'm now 41 and in the best shape of my life.
Lost my virginity and self-respect, gained 40 kilograms and a drinking problem. This was my 3rd decade and I hate it so much.
Surviving the end of the world, aka the 21st of December 2012.
Playing Minecraft in 2018 and building a peaceful house and taming a wolf and a shulker.
Damn, so many. 2011 I started dating my wife, graduated high school, toured Europe with a national honors choir, and started college. 2012 I spent an awesome month traveling in southern Africa. 2015 I got engaged. 2016 I graduated college and got married. 2017 I fulfilled a long-time dream of moving to Colorado.
I graduated. That's probably the thing I've been most proud of. I wasn't a great student at school, had to cope with bullying, and then on top of that tried to master academia. Eventually, I found the thing that I genuinely enjoyed, filmmaking, and went to a college 2 years before university, so like the senior years of high school I guess, where I got to study it and I finished with the highest grades that they had awarded. BTech gets a lot of bad press because it's maybe not as intellectually challenging as A levels, but I worked my ass off every day and left with great grades and went to a good university. I didn't get a great degree classification, but I got it and no one is taking that away from me. At university, some of my favorite and most vivid memories I have are of meeting my best friends for the first time. I lost contact with a lot of them. We don't talk as often as we'd like because we're both just trying to cope with growing up, but the people I am still close to are people that I can't imagine my life without. I love them to pieces.
Well damn. I remember 2010 starting as the year I finally was able to be social. Then in 2014 I left my home country, came here to Germany, and now have spent more than half of this decade here. And now at the turn of the next decade, I'm looking to go back. But the best moment? Gotta be getting out of hospital after trying to kill myself multiple times. I remember after a phone call with my mum that I'd do everything to get myself together and manage my mental health, and now I'm working and have some great opportunities ahead of me. I'm far from over it. Never will be, but I can manage my mental health enough that I can consistently function and not want to die. And that took a hell of a lot of work, but thanks to the people in my life who stood by me, I made it, and I really owe them a lot. Edit, my first Reddit award, thank you kind stranger laughing face. Edit 2, thanks for the gold as well, it really does mean a lot, but I would also encourage you to donate to your local mental health organization. It can really help someone get the support they need to get them through an otherwise insurmountable struggle. I also want to say that I never expected this to get as big as it has, and I am super grateful for all the kind words and support from everyone I've been getting. You're making me cry at work, you crazy bastards. D. Got out of a long relationship, found myself, started going back to school. And just today my barista asked me out, bro, I am so hyped because I totally was crushing on her. Oh, also, I am cancer free. But this girl is probably the highlight.
Damn, time flew. It feels like yesterday that we entered the decade. Well, that's a chunk of my life gone, sad face.
coming without touching myself. Edit, since a lot of you are asking how, I will tell you guys. NSFW. I was playing COD WW demo in the Xbox 360, I was in the last mission here. We need to use giant turrets to shot down planes. My controller was shaking a lot and I noticed that it had infinite ammo. I used it as a vibrator and started playing with my head with it. 5 minutes later I had the biggest nut of my life.
I transitioned from a child to a teenager to an adult. 99.
Asking my boss's boss out on a date. She turned out to have a BF, but I am still proud that I had the balls to do it.
Completed the NYC, Chicago, and Berlin Marathon. Accepted into Boston University for my MS-Sys database development concentration. Bought a house and adopted a German Shepherd.
I grew up always wanting a dog. Can't say I've grown up in a mature sense, but I got a dog.
I finally went to therapy and got all the dark shit sorted so I can go into the new year with a new me smiley face.
Got to watch the Cubs win the World Series with my grandma, who went 86 years without seeing one.
Oh God, we're old now. Finally kicking my opiate addiction's ass. Lost my V card. ...
Graduated high school, moved across country by myself, got married, moved 3 more times, watched my mum leave her verbally abusive and lazy husband and marry a much nicer man who has much more in common with her. It's been a great decade and I can't wait to see what the next one brings.
Probably no one is going to see this since it's so late, but I grew up in a very tough neighborhood as the poorest in the community as well. Got physically disabled at the age of 11 and the past decade has been incredibly difficult. I mean, I forced myself to go to school even though my grandmother couldn't afford a wheelchair, and going through puberty was the worst, especially being disabled in a community that's not educated about these things. But I turned things around after I finished high school. I got a scholarship to study at a local university, got accepted to study astrophysics and became the first person to graduate in my family and my community as a whole. I am currently doing my master's in cosmology and got a job as a research scientist at IBM, and I am still 23. So it started as a tough decade, but it picked up and has allowed me to experience the best moments in life. I lost my grandmother, but I gained a family of friends in the process. This is a stuff of dreams. I literally wouldn't have imagined myself living this life.
Discovering Reddit. Reaching the end of my 6-month chemo treatment last December. I had expected to feel beaten down and done by the end. Instead, I felt better than I had in years. Still haven't felt as good as I did in that all too brief period, but now I guess life has a bit more purpose. I don't feel as directionless as I did before.
Consider subscribing.